So, when did you first notice you were having trouble with your mental health?
I think I've always had sort of, I don't have mental health problems as a child, but I always felt like quite a sad child, lonely, didn't really play football or anything, always the outsider. So I think I started quite young, feeling sort of left out and bullied and things. But when I really first noticing that something was wrong, I think I was 25, 26 years old, first baby come along, and then it's the realization that you kind of got to grow up now. And spoke to the doctor and he was like, yeah, I've been telling you, this is not a physical issue, you've got more going on, it's depression, and put me on a course of tablets. And that's when I sort of was aware of mental health, I think, properly.
You certainly don't notice the build-up. I was 35 and a sequence of events happened, including a change of employment that didn't end too well, relative dying, and yeah, it was just, there was a lot going on, and I just started feeling really bad, and didn't notice at first until you start driving along and you're crying, you're like, it's a bit bizarre, and then, you know, negative thoughts come in with regards to suicide, and sort of kept it under wraps. It's like, I can sort this out. Initially it was like, am I broken?
Yeah.
So there's a shame involved then as well, so
yeah.
you don't tell anyone. So it's like mine and the wife's secret. You look for things to do to sort of remedy it. But yeah, the shame is a big thing for me. And the ability to then speak out once you know is important, I think.
Yeah, and I think sometimes, well, it's not even the stereotypical man up, it's almost the pull yourself together, or, oh, I'll go back to work on Monday, you'll be fine. Well, it's been 6 months now, it's still not fine, you know? I still don't feel...
But when's the end to it? But then you attract negative things because you're constantly thinking negative, so yeah. That's all that comes.
Yeah. You know, there was no way I was going to, you know, take my own life. I just wasn't, thankfully, you know, that was not something I really considered, but it was more of, well, if I'm not going to do anything negative, something positive needs to happen. I can't keep living in this negative cycle. So I just started practicing things like mindfulness before I really knew it was a thing. It was trying to focus on how I was feeling, trying to address things that I was doing to almost keep myself in that position. Like, I wasn't leaving the house, wasn't getting dressed in the day, wasn't keeping the house tidy. That is feeding into my negativity, you know. And
but you've got to face up to the position that you're in, and it's hard to understand because you've never been in it before. No. And because we're men, we don't speak about it, so you don't know anyone who's going for it. You know, sticking your name out there and going, I've got it. I've got issues, people then know where to come when they're brave enough to speak up. Yeah,
and I was surrounded by so many what were perceived to be strong men who also maybe have had their own dealings and never discussed it or suppressed their feelings, that I was the one standing out saying, I've got this. And
there's always got to be a first.
Yeah, it's the only way to everyone. But what about yourself?
Tried a load of things. Talking, was a little bit sort of apprehensive with regards to medicine because I'd had something before that numbed me and I didn't want to feel numb, I just wanted to feel anything but negativity. So it was a bit extreme. It was a psychedelic therapy that involved a psychedelic drug, and it was pretty much the right thing for me. It's not for everyone, and it took me from, I initially thought that I was going to be out of my mind, as far away from myself as possible, and that's not what I got. Made me face up to everything that I encountered, all my issues, in that one session, and I was smiling, something that I hadn't done for months. And yeah, it really did change my viewpoint to actually it's not that bad, it's the way I see it,
Yeah.
it's the way I behave, the way I take my emotions, how much weight I put onto those emotions. And then obviously from there it's just personal progression. That's, you know, you just build on it. So it creeps back in occasionally, but it's that management then of, actually, I know that I'm slipping, I know what helps me, which is helping other people. So that's the route that I then go down, is jump on the group and start speaking, helping people, and it makes me feel better. Being able to help people is paramount for me, but also I know that when I slip, got all those lads there to turn around, give me that bit of advice as well. It's a give and take. It is a buddy system, you know, you're not linked with anyone in particular, you just got hundreds of buddies there waiting to help.
I think I started the group in more with them for selfish reasons. I think it was more to mask that I was still dealing with things, and I had lost a friend to suicide that year, the same year as it started. So I think I was still trying to like mask all of that. So my thing was, well, if I help other people, it can distract me type of thing. But actually what I got from it was other people helping me, even if they didn't realise it, because people are repeating things that you were thinking and they're saying it, and they go, you know, they've got the guts to put it all out there. And I'm thinking, well, this is quite hypocritical really. I've joined this thing of starting this group, you know, and it is literally let's talk men's mental health, and I'm not saying 2 words. So then I, you know, put my story out there in the previous video, just 20 minutes of rambling, and
but it's there when you need it.
Yeah,
and
it's always there when you need it.
And it's not just what, you know, putting yourself out there. It's, as you said, identifying that someone might have the same problem and going, oh right, okay, and then the lads are giving advice that you can then utilise. So it's not, you know, you don't have to be brave enough to speak out.
No.
You can be brave enough to sit there and read. It's not hard. From October 2019, for a year, for the following 12 months, I lost my wife, my nan, my dad, and my rabbit. And in a pandemic as well. And realistically, without the group, you know, I really would have struggled. It was there when I needed, and just knowing it's there can be enough as well.
Yeah, and that's the thing, a message I think I want to give to a lot of people is you haven't got to be writing in there yourself. It's just the fact that there is a support network of, you know, 600 odd men at the moment.
There is a respect within the group, I find, as well, that, you know, it doesn't push boundaries too far. You don't have to rein too many people in, you know, and there is someone there all the time.